Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I want to introduce a program that I'm going to be coming to you live with every week, Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. And it's from Prison to Purpose. Prison to Purpose. My name is Cleveland McPherson, aka Shaheed. That's what most call me that grew up with me. That was my nickname. Very, very, very important program that we're going to start talking about. I think more of these types of things need to be done because of the times that we're living in. This program is a reflection of things that's dear to me, my past experiences, and issues that are very pertinent to life's achievements, sometimes life disappointments as well. But as we know, if we fall down, we must get back up again. Now, to give you a little bit about me, I was incarcerated for 21 years, federal prison. And during that period, I experienced a lot, went through a lot, whether it was things on the inside of prison or things on the outside of prison. This program is designed for people to be able to get grab a hold of understandings of different topics and how to resolve them. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because I'm far from perfect. I'm one that's striving just like you. But if we are able to achieve one of our problems, so to speak, I'm gonna give you a topic that I'm not gonna bring it to you today because this is just an introduction. But the first topic I'm gonna deal with, which is gonna be next Saturday, is gonna be peer pressure. Now, dealing with that, it is two types of peer pressure. You have good and you have negative. And I'm not going to get into the details of the good and the negative because, like I said, that's going to be a topic for next week. I just wanted to formally introduce myself and give you a little bit about my background. Like I said initially, I was incarcerated for 21 years in the feds. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised. And at a young age, I experienced the not normal. Most people don't experience some of the things that I experienced. No one experiences in growing up in the hood, so to speak. It brings out the best in us and it can bring out the worst in us. I was very fortunate because I made it out of the hood, I made it out of prison, and now I work for the United States Postal Service. Get into that in a moment as well. Now, like I said, I'm resident from Newark, New Jersey. Lived in multiple areas in Newark, New Jersey, but mainly New Hope Village, which is West Market Street, New Hope. West Market Street and Norfolk. Pardon me, and then 6th Avenue and 5th and 4th Street. Those are the two areas that I predominantly grew up in. Now, 6th Avenue was where one of my grandmothers stayed. So I was back and forth between her home. My mother stayed in New Hope Village, as well as my other grandmother who stayed in Hayes Homes, projects down 17th Avenue. So I've been all over. I've seen a lot of different things. What led me to my lifestyle, so to speak, was, and I was one that declined this, but you can become a product of your environment, and I think it rubbed off on me. The first incident that took place with me, we moved to New Hope Village. I think it was like 1976, something in that area. And I know I was in the 3rd grade going to 4th grade, so I don't know, between 7 and 9. And my first experience, my mother sent me to the store. Now we're relatively new in the neighborhood. I had met a few people, so I had a few friends that stayed right there. And coming from the store, didn't notice because I wasn't in tune or, focused like some kids were, because they was already living in those type of environments where they watched their surroundings. I wasn't familiar, nor did I understand any of that. So as I'm coming from the store with the grocery bag, I approached the building. We stayed in a tall building and waited on the elevator. Once I got on the elevator, some other young men, or boys at that time, got on right behind me. It was about maybe 5 or 6 of them. Some of them my height. All of them looked like they probably was my age, but some bigger, some smaller. Needless to say, they got on. We lived on the 15th floor. I punched my floor, and they punched multiple floors. Still, I'm not keen to knowing what any of that means. However, when the door closed, they pursued me, and their goal was to rob me. They must have been in the store when I was in, not unbeknown to me, but no, I tried to fight as much as I could, but they ended up overpowering me, and they took the food stamps that my mother sent with me to the store. So by the time they got me, it was almost, the elevator was getting ready to open. So I yelled out for my mother, "Mom," and my mother heard me. She runs out, but they ran down the staircase and fled to wherever they was going. So I'm going to give you an example of how peer pressure, conflict, a lot of things played a part. Some of these are topics I'm going to be dealing with, played a part right then in decision making. Because when that took place, my mother immediately called one of her girlfriends, which was one of my newly founded friends downstairs. So him and a couple other friends, they come upstairs and they get in my ear. "Yo, we got to go handle that." What do you mean? I don't know what "go handle that" mean at that time, and we can't let them get away with it and all these little things. And, my mother just, just hold on, baby, it's going to be all right. That stuff is replaceable. So actually, I listened to my mother, but it was this little man in my mind. I'm going to say a little man because that's sometimes what thoughts can be. And it was saying to me that that'll never happen again. If that happens again, it will be you on the other side. If they would have had a gun, you would have had the gun, and you would have had somebody else looking down the barrel of the gun. That became my mindset. Crazy. Yeah, I know. That's how my thinking started. Coming home from school, I think the next day or two, me and the same friends, as we approached the parking lot to come into New Hope, one of the biggest drug dealers in Newark is out there, and he actually is located in our area, but he has brand new Cadillac. And he has all these fiends, these people that get high, that use drugs, cleaning his car. And he's just standing there, talking to other people, and they're doing this. And I'm amazed at this. And I'm telling my friends, the teacher was talking today in school about making plans, what we want to do in our future, what we want to be, as far as going to college. And some people firemen, some people police, some people military. And I said, I want to be him. So they all laughed at me like, "You crazy, you want to be him?" I said, "Yeah, he got people washing his car. He got people, they taking orders, and everybody that's coming to him, and they bringing him money. I want to be him because he's a boss." That became my goal, so to speak, to become like him. Ended up working for him at a young age. I started doing things, abnormal things at the age of 9. Between 9 and 17, I had been incarcerated in Newark, New Jersey. They called juvenile detention. We used to call it the youth house because that's what it was called. It was almost like a regular for me, and what helped me, what hurt me was I was in school. I did good in school. And I wasn't like my other friends. All of my friends at that time dropped out of school just to sell drugs and to be out there and to roam the street. Whatever they was doing or we was doing, they did it. I did it after school. I still stayed in school, but every time I got in trouble, I kept getting these slaps on the wrist. Probation. At one time, it seemed like I was on about 5 different probations running together, seeing the same officer, or probation officer, and he's monitoring, what I'm doing. Unbeknown to me at that time that this would come back to haunt me in my adult years. I'll get back to that. Now, as you can see, because I mentioned 76 and all the above, so yeah, I have a little age on me. I tend to say I'm 24. I'm actually 52 years old. I say 24 because that's the age I was, not when I got arrested, but when I got sentenced. So in my mind, jail preserved me. So when I got released, I came back out the same age when I went in. I know some of y'all laugh, but that's how I stayed juvenated, so to speak. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, Prison to Purpose. This program I want to design so that the odds, people don't look at them as being that. I say that because so many of my peers, what happens when they get released from prison, the first thing they say is, man, I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I know how to do best. What is that? Because you haven't tapped into your true purpose yet. God has a purpose for each and every one of us, and it's designed just for you. My purpose is for me. It's not for you. Your purpose is for you. It's not for me. So we have to learn how to tap into that, and only way we can do that is to stay faithful first to God, then to ourselves. That's almost like me saying that I love you, but I don't love me. So I can't love someone else without loving myself first. That's another topic. But however, getting back to the topic at hand, we want to show those that are getting released from prison, and some out here, because you can be incarcerated mentally just like you can be incarcerated physically, that it's other options out here. You don't just have to fall for anything, and I say fall for anything because you go for a job interview and you get turned down, fill out another application, go on another one, go on another one, go on another one. I was blessed because when I came home, I relocated. I came to Delaware. I just wanted to fresh everything. My wife, I married before I came home. So we chose Delaware because she's from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Delaware is in the middle. So when we go visit our relatives, we're right here. That's why I chose Delaware and to get a fresh start. But when I got released, at 30 days, I was employed. I was still in the halfway house, and Purdue Farms gave me my first opportunity. I went there and I climbed, I excelled because I was determined to make good at whatever I did. My goal was, my old saying, I would rather be broke and free than rich and in prison. It sounds crazy to some, but to others, they would understand. When you're in prison, physically, you have no control over the things that's done, said to you. Everything is, they tell you when to wake up. They tell you when you can eat. They tell you when you can go to work. They tell you when you can get off work. They tell you, it's so many things, and you miss out on so much. Like getting up in the middle of the night, going to your own refrigerator, taking a bath, because in prison it's only showers. Little things, just getting up and turn the light on, because you want to go read the Bible, the Quran, whatever it is that you read, the little things roll over, and if you're married or in a relationship, your significant other is right there. You're not looking at a bunch of men or a bunch of women, and these are the things that motivates me to stay free and sucker free. And that's a whole nother topic as well, because when it's almost like a drug addict, when you want change or you want better, it starts with your environment. It starts with the company that you keep. We can keep bad company. We can stay in the same environment, which is bad because that led us down the road that we went down. Then we can't expect change because we didn't do anything. We didn't take any steps to make change. So now, if you take the steps to make change, then you can expect better. We have to do better, people. We have to, for our sake. It is so much going on in the world today. It's up to us to make better decisions. That's another topic. Choices, places, people, all of these things are very important in our life. And when I get into these topics, as you will see, for one, I'm going to explain to you how with peer pressure, both sides of it, the negative and the positive, I'm going to show you how I applied it in my life and how I won. Now, small example, when I say won, because I'm still not into my purpose yet. I still believe that God has a bigger purpose for me, even though I was incarcerated in the federal government, now working for the federal government. That's still not my purpose. My purpose is to first help someone that was in a situation like me. And it doesn't take much. All it takes sometimes is a pat on the back. Man, you're doing good. You're doing good. Because we need that pep talk at times to keep us going, and to learn how to communicate, to go to interviews, to inspire us, to fill out applications. I excelled while I was at Purdue at a fast rate. I was assistant supervisor, and I got a phone call one day while I was on break because I was still filling out applications. And it was the United States Postal Service. And they asked me, was I still interested in working for the post office? Man, I jumped up, hallelujah, amen, thank you, Jesus. I was ecstatic because, I today still pinch myself. I did 21 years. I'm in the street all my life. I turned into my role model, so to speak, or the person that I aimed to be when I grew up. I wanted to be that drug dealer. I became him. And look at me now, and then so many don't know my story. So this is what this is about. I'm going to share my story with you. We're going to tap into a lot of different topics: peer pressure, conflict resolution, time management, dress for success. And that entails different topics as well. Dress for success helps us all to get to understand what's needed to go before an interview, what's needed to do while in the interview, and on the job site. Even when it comes to starting business, because a lot of us may be getting ready to start a business, already in business, but with this topic here, dress for success, prepares us even when we're negotiating for contracts. I'm going to tap into so many different things. I just wanted to introduce myself, let you guys know that I'm going to be coming live to you every Saturday at 8 p.m. And again, look for this. Prison to Purpose. Don't forget it. Prison to Purpose. And we're going to tap into some things, and I'm going to have, from time to time, other people come on that can actually enhance, incorporate things that they're doing and have done for the betterment of mankind. I came in peace, I leave in peace, and I pray that all of you enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay blessed.